Hi and welcome. It's late afternoon in Mexico. We're going to go ahead and fly the Carenado F33A from Toncontin to Mundo Maya. Um, After I get us up in the air, I think it's time for us to do a quick review of just this watch I just bought. It's been a long time since I've had a watch, and I picked up the Q Timex Continental GMT. Well, before we get to that, let's go ahead and get us up in the air. I'm playing on one monitor today, so every now and again you will see the radio show up and the EFB as well.
Echo Bravo Oscar with Quebec. Request taxi for takeoff. Departing straight out.
Dips 1-1 IT _N Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 20 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 126.7 when ready.
Taxiing. Hold short runway to via taxiway Alpha. Dips 1-1 IT _ and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Dips 1-1 IT _ and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Ready for departing straight out at runway 20.
Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. QNH 1014 straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 20.
Cleared for takeoff runway 20. Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar.
Alrighty, we are well on our way up to 10,000 feet. It'll take a little bit of time, but not that much. So, while we're flying across Mexico, I said I wanted to talk about the Q Timex Continental GMT. In this case, this GMT watch has a dial at the bottom. It probably helps if you just Google it so you can see it, visualize it. But it's a very nice little watch. It's stainless steel. It has a dark dial, and at the bottom it has a GMT 24-hour dial underneath it. It also has a little date window. I like it. I haven't worn a watch in, well, I'd say at least a decade. I'm just not that into jewelry to begin with, but to some degree it is kind of helpful to have a watch on you instead of always having to pull out your phone to see the time. So I decided to pick this one up. It is about a $200 watch, which is pretty decent. Timex is a brand name, so you kind of expect good quality there. Now, I will say that when it's shipped, it comes in a nondescript brown box. Doesn't every package nowadays, right? Inside of it is just the watch box itself in a dirty, scuffed up white sleeve. Just a white cardboard sleeve. And in the package itself, I found it interesting, but maybe it's just after a decade that my expectations are different, or maybe they're just way off. Who knows? We'll find out. It's just a little pillow that has the watch on it. There's nothing odd about that. Just a piece of protective foam. And then a little battery warning. You know, those little folded up paper warnings that tell you like, hey, it has a battery in it. Don't replace it yourself, but take it to a professional. Nothing else. I don't know why, but I was expecting there to be a manual. Maybe that's because I'm just so simple in that. But I went onto the Timex website and I looked around. Are we going way off course, by the way? Yeah, we are. Let's go ahead and direct ourselves back here. That one should hopefully not be too hard. There we go. We'll just set a new heading. That's what I get for not paying attention. So I was kind of expecting it to have a man, you really shouldn't be able to stall on such a short turn. That's crazy work. Anyways, I was expecting the box, or at least somewhere, to have a manual, but you go onto the Timex website and it has a generic manual for 3 different types of watches, which also includes kind of the instructions for 3 different types of watch bands and how to adjust those. I don't know why that feels a little cheap, but at the same time it's a $200 watch, so maybe it's supposed to be cheap, right? It is very easy to set up. There's only 2 clicks to the dial itself. The button is very responsive. It's very easy to set the date, the time, to set the GMT dial. For those curious, if you've never seen a GMT watch before, you can set the second dial, the GMT portion, to a different time zone. So for example, it is currently 5:30 here. When I look at my GMT dial, it is 11:30 in the second time zone that I'm looking at. If you're into that sort of thing and like to keep track of time in more than one place, it's kind of cool. It also is just kind of nifty. It has a giant Q Timex on the dial itself, and I will say the dial is like a nice dark color. I wouldn't even call it black necessarily. I would just call it the closest gray that you could get to black. But it is very cool, and for a $200 watch it is very nice. I would definitely buy it again. I did come to find out that for this watch you can't get replacement bands, which is not that much of a problem for me, but it does come with a, I guess I presume it's also stainless steel, folding clasp. And so you can adjust the folding clasp. It's pretty easy, but you do need a separate tool for that. The push pins are like tiny. So you do need like a separate push pin tool to push those. They're kind of like tiny, really tiny cotter pins, to push those out, be able to remove links from it, because it comes with the maximum amount. I had to remove 2 of them to fit my wrist, and I will say it fits my wrist well, but if it doesn't exactly fit your wrist and your wrist maybe falls in between kind of a link size, it might be a little uncomfortable. And you know, in those cases you can't just replace it with a rubber, neoprene, or leather band or anything else. Like it's this band and that's it. Now I will say it does come in 2 versions. It comes with a lighter version that does have a different band, so I did specifically pick the one that's basically all stainless steel. I do like it. For $200, that's pretty good. Timex also runs sales all the time, so you'll find coupon codes if you sign up on their website. You have to give them both your email and your phone number, but you can just hit stop and unsubscribe on both of those, right? But if you do that, I believe you still get like a 15% discount, which, hey, that's pretty good. 20 or 30 bucks depending on what you're looking at. Now I'm kind of curious what other people wear for, I guess I would call it a daily driver. What kind of watch do you wear? I like these, the types that are stainless steel look, not too flashy, not too many exorbitant features on it. One of the things I don't like, and I see this in a lot of colleagues and people that have these giant dials. I don't even know what size. Is that like a 45 millimeter? Or these massively raised dials? I think that, I'm sure that you could do that elegantly, and I'm sure you could do that luxuriously and make it look good. I don't think it's a good look personally. I like small, I like compact, I like close to the skin, something that isn't flashy but still does everything you need it to do. maybe I'm a simpleton in that regard. But I definitely like this. I will say one thing I noticed out of the box, and this is where maybe I'm slightly too much of a perfectionist, is so it's stainless steel, right? And you always know anything stainless steel that you get, it will scratch, it will get, you know, those little micro scratches that kind of, you notice them, the first one kind of hurts. It's kind of like if you ever have a new car, or even if you have a used car, the first scratch that you get on it is really sad. I've bought used cars for the past decade, and I still get kind of sad when you know, put on the first little dent, or a little scratch on it or something, or you come back from shopping and there's like a mystery scratch on it, and you're like, well, that sucks. Let's adjust our altitude. Man, this thing... Let's go ahead and bring it down to 7. So, as I was saying, you know, for scratches, I did notice out of the box, it has raised squared off ridges around the dial. And on mine, they weren't, there was one side that had a tiny scratch on it, which kind of sad. But the rest of it was just still dirty. Like, you could take a Q-tip and you can clean it up yourself. You take, like, I don't know what works, rubbing alcohol, and it'll be fine. I get that. But in large parts, it kind of feels like it should have at least been cleaned from the factory. But again, maybe my expectations are too high for this. And that's just not how it works nowadays. But I think overall, the sucky thing about it is the watch itself is fantastic. The presentation is just absolute garbage. I think if you wanted to do a little bit better, it's as simple as having a slightly nicer box. I guess you can't include the manual and everything anymore, and it's okay to have to look that up. But the only wording and phrasing and things that you find on this box is going to be the battery warnings. To give you an idea, it is a gray box in the same kind of gray color that the dial itself is. There are 2 stickers on it, both telling you to keep it away from kids because it's a choking hazard. And if you swallow a button cell or coin battery, it can cause internal chemical burns in as little as 2 hours. It's almost like it's guaranteeing you those internal chemical burns. It's just giving you a time frame, like, yeah, you should expect it within 2 hours. Kind of oddly phrased. But it's not bad. I like this watch. So if you're looking for a watch, if you're looking for a GMT watch specifically, look it up. The Q Timex Continental GMT. Like I said, they do, they offer coupon codes on their website all the time. And you can also just give them your email. Should probably retract those flaps, huh? How about that? There you go. I think that's the right button. There you go. This should be an alright altitude. I don't think we're going to hit any mountains with this. Will say since the recent sim update, things look a lot better. I don't know, I feel like every single update they get a couple things right, but also a lot of things wrong. I don't know why that keeps happening with Asobo. One irritation that I've started to pick up on why I don't fly a lot of career missions anymore right now is there are now more bugs in career mode than there were before. I know someone is gonna come into the comments and go, well, I don't have issues. That's okay. That doesn't mean other people don't have problems. One issue I've been experiencing recently is mid-air it will tell me I made a hard landing while I'm still 10,000 feet in the air, which is a little on the wild side. But I still very much enjoy free flying. I don't know, it's fun to explore the world this way. It's kind of like sightseeing, but, you know, really high up. I think if we look at the EFB, it should not be a crazy distance to get there. Certainly not. And now you see how on the EFB it says UTC time. If you had a GMT watch, you could set it to UTC and you could easily see what time that is in current time without looking at your phone. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I will say up close the clouds have gotten a little bit better. At a distance the clouds are still kind of flaky, but I mean, it's close. It is truly as if you're kind of like looking out the window of an airplane. I mean, you could literally look out the window, just stick your head out there, it'll be fine. Also now I'm starting to get curious what kind of other low-end GMT watches do people like nowadays. I did see this one brand, AV8, it's AVI-8, and I kind of like some of their designs, but it feels very designery to be like a specific niche and not necessarily made to be a good watch. Just one of those things to be seen. I don't know if that's for me, but I did like some of their designs. And that's another challenge I have, is I do not have any good watch stores near me. The same way there are no good cigar stores near me. It's a very disappointing experience. Thankfully, you can order both online. And look at that, you can even see the little clouds between the mountains. Isn't that pretty? See, they get it right a lot of the time. It's just that when they get it wrong, it breaks your heart. It is very pretty. Also, while we're still flying over the mountains and through the clouds, why don't I read you guys the description from the Timex website. It says, reimagining the bold style of our 70s Q Timex for today. Channeling the bold design and decadent glamour that filled the scene in 70s West Hollywood. The Q Timex Continental GMT brings refinement to our beloved Q Timex collection with a new streamlined 39mm brushed stainless steel case with polished edges. Okay, so they're polished edges. Well, it's the edges that are not so polished for me. A sleek GMT window at 6 o'clock. The simple black or silver tone dial features a radial texture and a clean presentation that's effortlessly cool. English is a hard language. Highlighted by faceted hour markers, luminant hands for enhanced visibility in the dark, and a glanceable date window beside the 3rd hour mark. Completing the truly 70s style look is a tapered and integrated brushed stainless steel bracelet. So yeah, it does tell you the bracelet itself is just fully integrated. So replacing it is pretty much a no-go. It does say it's black. To me, it looks really dark gray, but it does have like a really nice, I'd almost call it like a ripple texture on it. It's not a smooth face, and I like that. The other version that you have is has a white or ivory type watch face, which is not really my thing. I like the watch face a little darker, and that one comes with a synthetic rubber strap. That one is probably easier to replace, but it's just not a look that I like. The black band with the white watch face looks weird to me. Looking at the website though, the one that with the stainless steel is $209, and the one with the rubber band is only $189. So I mean, that's a reasonably big difference if you're really price conscious. Like I said though, they offer discounts all the time. Okay, they call it a radial texture on the watch face itself. It's also water resistant down to 50 meters. In case you swim that deep, I don't, but others might. Look at the texture of them leather seats. It's a beautiful lake standard. I will say that whenever I look to buy something online, I absolutely love reading reviews that people leave. And this watch only has 16 reviews, and it has a 4.9 average. Not gonna lie, I will always start by sorting it by the lowest rating. This is a fairly new watch, so it's not surprising that it doesn't really have a lot of ratings. The first review, and this is also coincidentally the lowest, which is only a 4-star. I'm sure that they scrub the 1 stars away and just contact customers. Either way, the 4-star review from John K. says, I love the watch itself, but I was a little disappointed to find that I have to buy a separate toolkit to adjust the band size. I ordered one on Amazon that's going to arrive in a couple days, but I would have preferred if this was in the description somewhere so I could have bought it ahead of time. Personally, like I said, it's been a long time since I've bought and worn a watch, a proper watch. This is not something that I would have expected. But the last time I had a watch, it was through I don't want to say jeweler, but like I guess it's a jeweler. They sold jewelry and they sold watches. Either way, they would adjust the band for you while you're in the store. So it makes sense in those cases. I did know it wasn't going to be there because I just searched for it. Like literally Google how to adjust the band because I'm like, I don't know. But I find that interesting. Another person, a Renee G, gave it 4 stars. Great watch, great price. No reason why that 1 star was missing. Beyond that, everything is a 5-star rating, which I find difficult to believe. Granted, this watch has been out for maybe 4 or 5 months. 5 months probably. But you're not going to tell me that everyone is satisfied all the time. They said, very pleased with the new Continental. A good looking dial in person. This is something I will argue about this watch. The dial looks very, not very different, but it looks different in person than it does in the pictures. They go on to say they wish the GMT adjustment was more precise, but I appreciate the unique approach. I did not find it hard to adjust, but I waited specifically for a round time to adjust it because, that kind of made sense, right? Case is well finished and super slim, making it easy to wear. Decent bracelet, but could use micro adjustment. The whole watch feels substantial beyond its price point. Another home run for Timex. That's a pretty well written review. Someone wrote, great watch, a PRX on a budget. Also, let me make sure we're not crashing in the meantime. Oh, we are still well on track. Let's see what the radar has to say. Not a lot of bad weather ahead, so we'll be okay. What is a PRX watch? Yes, we're gonna look at this together now while we're flying. It's a Tissot. Okay. That's a $450 watch. Well, minus the GMT portion. So if you don't care about the GMT portion, this is actually a very pretty watch. Especially with the blue or green watch face. That is very pretty. But I like my GMT, that's the thing. A review from Jordan W. Love this watch. It feels classic and is good for casual and dressy occasions. I just got it this week and I've already gotten a few compliments on it. Ooh, look at Jordan. Getting compliments. Ooh, Gabe writes, great first watch. Definitely going to get more is what he says. Of the same one. He's just gonna have a box full of them. All the same ones. Wear a different one every day, but they all look the same. It's fine. He said, however, the pin that keeps the strap attached to the watch has slipped. I don't know what to do, and I kind of feel ripped off. The crazy part about this is that Gabe, whose watch strap has broken, and feels ripped off, still gave it a 5-star review. That feels astroturfed, doesn't it? Ooh, listen to this review from Stephen. Now, keep in mind, this is not just a regular Stephen. Stephen. Oh, those are clouds. Let's make sure that we stay somewhat level here. This is not just a regular Stephen, this is a Stephen with a PH. A sophisticated man for sophisticated times. Who writes, "Great watch, excellent design and finishing. It has become one of my favorites. As an integrated bracelet watch, it holds its own against some of the more expensive brands, and with the design, finishing," this is a typo, but it's funny to say it that way, and the integrated H-Link bracelet, it wears as a sporty yet sophisticated timepiece. Look at me, I'm sporty and sophisticated. It says it can dress up a casual look and still look great with a suit and tie. Cool. Stephen is a sophisticated man. Ha! I'm vindicated. Leslie T writes, "A very nice watch. I thought the dial was black, but it's dark gray. I like better." Leslie agrees with me. It is, in person, it looks more like a super dark gray than a black. See, I'm not the only one that sees it that way. Perhaps Leslie and I have the same problem with our vision. Highly likely. But I'm not alone. Let's see if there's anything interesting in the product questions. John asks, is it an office GMT or a flyer GMT? And they say, "Hi, John." This is the company responding, not me, obviously, because why would I say hi, John? It says, "Hi, John. The Q Timex copyright Continental GMT 39mm is an office GMT, meaning the 24-hour disc, the second time zone, can be set independently while your local time remains unchanged. It's perfect for keeping track of another time zone without disrupting your main time display," which is exactly what I use it for. I track a second time zone where other folks live and work, and it is a great way to know what time it is there so that you don't disrupt people's lives. It is wonderful. User David asks, "Does this watch have the Indiglow feature? It's mentioned in the manual." Now see, when I told you earlier that the manual itself has 3 different watch models, and it tries to kind of like explain everything all at once about every single watch model that they make. These do not have the Indiglow, I can already tell you that, but I'll read you the customer service response. They say, "Hi David. Unfortunately, this specific model doesn't feature Indiglow. However, we have several stunning Timex watches that do. Would you like me to help you find one with easy nighttime readability?" Oh my goodness. They're like, "Sucks that you bought this one, bro. Would you like to buy another?" It is in the description as well. It doesn't really say it's One person asks, good morning. It is evening. I am very interested in a Continental GMT 39mm watch. I absolutely love the polar white face. I should have said polar/white face because it just sounds weird when I say polar white face. But I am more interested in the metal band that comes with the black one. Is it at all possible to either include a second metal band or even order the white face on the metal band? And I tell them, no, we don't customize. Which, to be fair, because I do think it's fair to say so, for a watch in this price category, it is probably not reasonable to expect those kinds of features. Maybe that's me. I did also have high expectations for this watch, but at $200 I'm not sure if that's entirely reasonable. Oh my goodness. Look at that sunset. Isn't that something? We're about to turn and just fly right into it. See, when you're in the sunset, the sunset's very pretty, but the clouds all seem a little scattered. They look better before. Granted, I don't think it's bad. Actually, think it still looks fantastic. But it's a noticeable quality difference between that and the rest of the world. also for the curious souls, now that we're talking about watches and we're flying, so I feel like we kind of have to discuss this as well. Timex does make a Waterbury GMT X Pan Am watch, which is also a GMT watch, but instead of like the little dial where it has 24 hours, it has a separate dial on the watch face that, you know, or what do you call that, an arm, you know, that points at your GMT time. It's a pretty cool watch. It's like a classic Pan Am colors watch. For those that don't remember, Pan Am is short for Pan American. When did they go out of business? 1991. So that's 33 years ago. That's quite a long time. But Pan Am's logo is a blue circle with the lines around the equator. The word escapes me at this point in time, but you know, the lines that go around the equator. And then Pan Am in the center. It's a cool, nowadays people I guess would call it a retro logo. But it's like a nice white and blue, and the watch that they made also kind of reflects those same colors. It's really cool. It has a little Pan Am logo on the watch face itself. And what it has, you know, different than what, for example, the one that I got has. The one that I got just has the dashes and the dots to indicate hours and minutes. I like that. I prefer not to have numbers. This one does have the numbers on it, so it will spell it out for you. Besides the dashes and the dots, it will say, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It will literally tell you the hours. It is otherwise a very pretty watch. It's $330 though. Even with a discount, that is a lot of money, but it is a really unique watch, and it does come with a cool leather band. That style of leather band also looks very familiar. I've seen that before. It's like, what are those called? Bison straps or something? Now I have to look it up. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Let me take a look on this side itself. Well, they just say, oh, it's a natural leather strap. Oiled, waxed, and coated to resist water and soften with wear. It is a very pretty watch, and on the back it has the Pan Am logo again. Dead center. Oh, that's cool. The little knob on the side also has the Pan Am logo engraved on it. It's a very unique watch. I would get that if I had money to burn. Not us flying dead into the rain here. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? We'll try to go under the clouds. I think we've cleared most of the mountains by now. And just like that, the clouds are parting again. I don't think there's much else on our radar anyways. Are you ready for a jarring sound? It is going to be jarring. There we go. No more jarring sound. Maybe I'm pedantic in this, but I will say the moment I notice that the yellow message thing is blinking, I will click it away just because I don't want to see the yellow message blinking. I think we're getting pretty close to Mundo Maya. I've never flown on that airport before. Be fun to see it. Also, for the curious soul looking at the Carenado F33A, 99% sure I paid money for this. It's definitely not a free add-on. I think the plane model is pretty good. I think in general it's a pretty fun plane, but oh my god, the surface ceiling on this thing is low. It is really fun though to kind of play low and slow with this plane. Just fly real low and see if you can get to your destination without crashing or without being picked up by radar. You know, you create these little mini games for yourself while you're playing to challenge yourself sometimes. That's one of the ones I like to do, like just drop the altitude and go as low as you can and see how far you get to your destination. I don't think that's the Las Vegas airport that you're thinking about. You can kind of already see those dark clouds in the distance. That is about where the airport is. So, good times ahead for landing. Looks like it's not the worst. If we go onto a runway 11. I think we are too far away to...
Mike Golf Mike Airport Information Echo.
No.
2200 Zulu.
We can pick it up here.
091 at 6. Visibility 6. Sky condition. Few clouds at 2400. Ceiling 4800 broken. Temperature 29er. Dew point 26. QNH 1008. ILS Whiskey Runway 11 in use. Landing and departing runway 11. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Echo. Mike Golf Mike Airport Information Foxtrot 2200 Zulu. Wind 091 at 6. Visibility 6. Sky condition. Few clouds at 2400. Ceiling 4800 broken. Temperature 29er. Dew point 26. QNH 1008. ILS Whiskey Runway 11 in use. Landing and departing runway 11. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Foxtrot.
Don't you ever wonder who lives down there in real life? Like, it's satellite imagery and photogrammetry and all that good stuff. It's based off of real roads and houses. You never wonder who lives down there? Or who drives on these roads? Maybe that's just me.
Tower. Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar is 18 miles southeast. 3000 with Foxtrot to land.
Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Call Tower. QNH 1009er. Make left downwind runway 11.
Make left traffic runway 11. Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar.
I'm not one that's much for airport procedure. We're gonna fly parallel, turn it around, and get it onto runway 11. It is indeed that lane right there. Let's see if we can dump this thing on the runway.
Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Wind 090 and 6. Clear to land runway 11.
Since it's right along the river. Ooh, did you see the lightning in the distance? Since it's right along the river, it's almost easier to just follow the river.
Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Did you copy?
Yes, yes.
Clear to land runway 11. Dips 1-1IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar.
Oh god, that thing beeps so much. Maybe give it a little bit enough gas so we don't actually start tumbling out of the sky. It's the little things that matter. Here's the hard part. Good luck trying to use both your mouse and your controller at the same time. We have our landing lights on. You can see the runway in the distance. We're not really lined up, but it's a small airplane. It'll be fine, I'm sure. And drop those Flappy Birds. This is indeed the slowest approach that you have ever seen. I think we're less than 2 out. Let's find out. Aw, 3. I said 2.
Airport is 12 o'clock 3 miles.
Well, close enough. You can see the runway in the distance. We're lined up with it. And I have this habit of just as soon as you can touch the runway, just dump that thing on the ground and start braking. When I first started playing this game, I would often overshoot the runway by braking too late, so that immediately creates that reaction of like, you have to slam on the brakes. All of these people below us watching this slow plane just lumbering over them. Doing pretty good. We're sort of kind of going where we're supposed to be going. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we don't hit the trees. I don't want to jinx myself, but you know how you spend all that time flying somewhere just to screw it up on the landing. I'm going to go ahead and drop some more speed. I know I'm supposed to be looking towards the end of the runway, but I'm only looking about halfway down it, past like the 3rd set of the white block markers. Like I said, I have this habit of just immediately wanting to touch the concrete. A little hard. A little off center. But not bad at all.
Dips 1 dash, 1 IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Turn next taxiway.
Alright gang, that's it for me. I'm gonna park us right here in the grass.
Dips 1 dash, 1 IT underscore and Alpha Bravo Oscar Victor Echo Bravo Oscar. Contact ground on 121.9er.
We're parked. Alright everybody, thanks for hanging out and going on this flight with me. Drop in the chat which watch you like the most. Go look into some GMT watches or some pilot watches. Let me know. I will see you all for the next one.